Across the U.S., more and more high schools are creating esports programs in their schools as another way for students to be involved in a group activity. But in Texas, their programs have been running for years. For Danielle Johnson, the executive director of the Texas Scholastic Esports Federation, her path into esports wasn't quite the journey that others have taken.
I had no real interest in esports or video games. I worked in ed tech. I'd been an instructional coach for a bit and had a fellowship with Google. One summer, I went to a big ed tech conference. It's ISTE, the International Society for Technology and Education. And I didn't get to go to a lot of sessions because I had other responsibilities when I was there. But at a session I did go to, I was making polite conversation with the woman sitting next to me, as one does at conferences. And she told me she'd gone to a bunch of esports sessions. So being polite, okay, cool, what was your biggest takeaway? And she told me that we should start different leagues for girls and boys so girls don't get harassed. And I looked at this woman that I don't know, and out of my mouth goes, that's bullshit. We teach boys not to be assholes. And that was my first step into esports.
Thanks to some friends and colleagues in the industry, Danielle applied for the Google Innovator Program, where she focused on how starting esports in the schools at a younger age could help tackle the problem of toxicity and sexism in the gaming community. What started out as just 6 middle schools in her district grew into TexSEF. And while the schools have a very male-heavy presence in their teams, Danielle says that TexSEF is not only trying to have more female sponsors for the teams, but she's seeing more schools adapting all-female teams into their programs.
We also have lots of teams and schools that are working towards having female teams. And that's kind of what drove me here in the first place, was we should have different for girls and boys. And I'm like, no. But the girls love playing together. Valorant is a game where there are a lot of girls that play, and they want to play on all-girl teams.
And even though there are some teams throughout the state that are a mix of boys and girls, Danielle says that the experience the girls are having on co-ed teams isn't quite the same experience of those on an all-girls team.
The girls' Valorant team, when you hear them talk, it's almost like if you didn't know that it was an esports team, you would think it was a bunch of cheerleaders, because they are incredibly positive. They love lifting each other up, and it wasn't even just the 5 girls playing. They had several other girls there, kind of as their pep squad. They were there cheering them on. So the community there with the all-girls teams is very different than playing on a co-ed team. But it looks very different. It sounds very different, and I know that everyone has found their niche and their people. It's just, I hope that I want all of it to sound like the bubbly, uplifting, super positive girl teams. I wish it all sounded like that.